What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 4 of my poker vlog. Today we got a jam-packed day. It's gonna be pretty busy. We got a basketball game right now in the morning, and then after that we're gonna go to a friend's house. We're gonna go play a $10 tournament. Pretty chill, have fun, and then later on we're gonna go play some 1-3 at our local house game. But for now, let's get on going before we
so depressing. I guess they forced me.
Well, guys, we had our game today. Got our ass handed to us by 20-year-old man. I mean, we were the 20-year-olds. We got our asses handed to us by 40-year-olds. But I mean, then again, it was basically 2-on-5. So, yeah. Just got murdered.
Oh, you're
Bunch of old man. It's alright though.
Put that on the vlog.
Yeah, it's going on the vlog, man, for sure. Oh, first game back. It's been like a month since we played, but it's all good. Next game. Alright, solo.
I call. Eight.
Oh.
Does that little thing at crunch show your face?
Oh.
No. No?
Sure.
So when you scan it, nothing happens?
Just gotta let me tomorrow. Do they have a guest pass or do they have a guest pass?
Because I go into Willie. Oh, do you have my thing in your truck? Then?
Oh, wait.
Good luck.
Or just say that you want to try out the gym. They'll make you fucking sign shit and like you'll sign away. Poker face.
Yeah,
Get ready. With the hard signals.
We're on the sidelines because we lost. But we're gonna see. Alright, our friend right here is gonna show us. Let's see what it's got. Okay.
Ocho.
Snap call. Shit.
2000.
Call. Shit.
2000.
4. Ooh. Ooh.
Fucking has a 9 with a 9 or ace. He beats me.
I know, we find out.
I know.
You gotta pay to find out, too.
Go fuck. Call.
He said don't give. He called. Oh, the nuts. Okay, chill. Next turn.
Oh shit, my bad.
Full house, yeah?
He's right here.
In our first hand, we get King 7 of Spades in the cutoff with 350 behind. It folds around to the player in middle position +1, and he raises to 10, and it folds to us, and we make a call. The flop comes the 7 of diamonds, 8 of clubs, and 5 of spades with 24 in the pot, giving us middle pair with a backdoor flush draw. He decides on a bet of 15, and we call, hoping to hit another 7 or king or spade on the turn. The turn comes the ace of spades, giving us the nut flush draw with 54 in the pot. Quick note on the player that we're heads up with. He had been playing solid the whole night and one of the better players on the table, who sometimes likes to mix in some bluffs. So he bets 50, and at this point I put him on a narrow range of either 8-6, giving him top pair open-ended, 5-6, pocket 9s, pocket 6s, and I just decide on a raise to 120, hoping to take it down already with the equity we picked up on the turn, giving us with the nut flush draw. but he ultimately decides on a call anyways. And now that I look back at it, maybe I could have pushed him off those drawing type hands if I had contemplated a bigger raise, maybe somewhere around 200, 180 in that area. He probably would have folded there, but since it was just a little bit more for him to call, that's probably the reason he invested his money. The river comes, the 2 hearts, and he checks, and we missed our flush draw. Just at this point, we just have third pair, so we decide on a semi bluff, and we bet 100, and he insta mucks. So I think we were right. He was probably drawing this hand open ended and just missed. In this hand, we get ace-6 spades in the cutoff, and we just call 3, and we go 4 ways to a limp pot. The small blind bets 15, goes to the button, he folds, goes to the player in the hijack, bets 30, we call. The player in the small blind 3 bets to 80, the hijack folds, and we call with top pair with the nut flush draw. So we go heads up to a turn. Turn brings a 10 of diamonds, he goes all in for 67, and we call here and we stop. In our next hand, we look at king 4 spades on the button with a stack of 500. It goes to the player in middle position, and he raises to 15. Middle position +1 calls, the cutoff calls, and we call in position on the button. The flop comes the ace of diamonds, 10 of spades, and jack of hearts, giving us a gut shot with a backdoor flush draw, and there's 64 in the pot. The player in middle position bets 25, it folds to me, and we're just getting a super cheap price here with a stack of 500, 25 into 64 for us to hit. Our backdoor flush draw on the turn will improve our equity, or just to hit a queen and hit the gut shot straight. So of course in this spot we're definitely going to make the call for only 25. The turn comes, the most favorable card in the deck for us. It's a queen of diamonds with a pot of 114, and we hit our straight. So he decides on a check, and I check it back here because if we bet at it, it's obvious we hit the straight. So I want to disguise the strength of my hand. The river comes, a blank, 2 of hearts with a pot of 114. So now that we have the nuts, we need to see how we can get the most value out of this hand. And the player we're up against, he really knows how to play, but he tends to get a little crazy on his calls sometimes. So he decides to bet 70 here, and we raise it to 200 because I just think it's a decent amount for him still to call, because the range we put him on the flop is either 2 pair having ace jack, jack 10, maybe even flop trips, pocket 10s, pocket jacks, maybe even not aces, because I think he would have raised more, but he either has 2 pair, he flop trips, so we could try to get the most value we can here. So that's why we decided to raise it to 200, and I think if we go all in this spot, he doesn't call us because he's after the 70, and after he calls the 200, he still has another 200 behind, but our all-in has him covered, but I know he doesn't make that call because it's just his whole stack for him to call with 2 pair or trips. It just doesn't make sense. It's just too much, and at that point for us to be shoving means we have the straight, so he'd be smart enough not to call there. So I think 200 was a perfect raise, and it was just enough for him to call, and we actually got a pretty decent amount of value here, and we took down this pot. It was pretty big, and yeah, that's pretty much it. In this next hand, we get ace-4 spades, under the gun +1 with 700 behind. It folds all the way around behind me to the small blind, who raises 15, and I call, and we go heads up to a flop. Flop comes ace king 4 with a heart draw and the pot of 33, and he leads out for 25, and we decide on a call and we go heads up to the turn. The turn comes the queen of hearts, bringing in all flushes and the straight draw as well, and he decides to lead out for 33, and it's just really hard for us to fold. I know the flush gets there and the straight as well, but this player really likes to bluff a lot, especially on these type of wet boards to represent big hands. So we call, going into the river. The river comes the ace of diamond, giving us a real good card, making us a full house, and it's just a real money card. If he has jack 10 in this spot, even small flushes, we're just gonna get so much good value. And he decides to leave for 40, and we decide on a raise to 100, hoping to get called by any flush or even a jack 10. But this player, he's just been really bluffing the whole night, and I hope he actually makes a call in this spot. I don't really see him folding any small flushes or even the straight, because he's been calling stuff like that all day long on wet boards, because he doesn't know how to fold and falls in love with his hand. But usually the times he does fold is when he's bluffing, and he'll just put on a show like he did right now. He said that he had jack 10, but I don't believe him, because he was calling those type of hands all night, and for him not to call in this spot for another $60 is just weird. So I'm pretty sure he was bluffing, but it's fine. We still took down a big pot and it went good for us. So we played for a total of 5 hours and 46 minutes, and we were at an hourly rate of $81.50, and we were in for 300, and we cashed out for 770 with a profit of 470.
Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. And quick thing, I want to give my friend a shout out, my homie Kevin, from our local house game. He gave me some good advice on how to edit the videos and things I can add and things that would make it better, and he gave me a good recommendation, and I did try it out in this vlog, and I hope it makes things better, and I just want to give him a quick shout out. And as well, for our next vlog, it's still debatable how long I'm going to take to make it, because we're actually going to be going to Vegas in about 2 weeks from now. Maybe 2 to 3 weeks. I think I'm leaving on the 8th of September, which is a Saturday, and it's also my birthday, so that's another reason I'll be heading out there. It's going to be first time going to Vegas, so I know I'm going to want to get a lot of shots, a lot of pictures, a lot of videos for the vlog to show you how it's going to be over there, and just be grinding and enjoying, having a fun time over there. So just be patient with me. It's a lot of editing I know I'm going to do once I'm over there. So just look forward to our next vlog being in Vegas. Alright, take care guys, have fun, and thanks for watching.